Hi guys, and welcome to my video tutorial on Rellenos de Papa. It was specially requested by our friend Shadow, and now we're gonna get to it. So first I'm gonna start with the ingredients. We have our pork. You can use basically whatever ground meat you want. Peas and carrots, they can be frozen or fresh, but you don't want to use canned because they get mushy. The recipe calls for sofrito, alcaparrado, oil, and cumin. I'm adding my own touches of garlic, seasonal onion powder. A dash of sugar always makes it sweet. So remember that one for when you make you're cooking for all your girlfriends. An egg, some flour, and I think that's everything. And potatoes. 5 large potatoes. And that's it. So, now let's get started on cooking.
Oh, never mind.
So the first part we're going to start with is the achiote oil. We couldn't find any, but it turns out that it's not all that hard to make. All you need to do is put your oil in your pan, 2 tablespoons, about that much. And take your achiote powder. I probably just said it wrong, and you're just going to take a little sprinkle into, just a pinch, into your oil. It smells kind of like cinnamon. Just a little bit. Just like that. And heat it up. Basically what's going to happen is that the oil is going to pick up the spice. You just take your spoon and mix it up. Just like that. Cut. Okay, so here I have the onions frying with some garlic and the achiote oil. And I'm just going to let that do for about 5 minutes or until the onion is nice and tender and brown. Okay, after the onions start to get a little bit tender like that, you can take your meat and start to add it so that they can start cooking together. Just like that. And you want to season your meat before it starts cooking. Put a little bit of seasonal onion powder and pepper. And just kind of salt it like that. Kind of stir in the meat. can just stir everything together if you like. Okay, now that the meat is cooking, I'm going to add in 3/4 cup of sofrito. Mix that in. It smells delicious. And a 1/4 cup of tea. Let that cook up, and while that is going, add a little bit of seasoning, salt, and pepper, about a teaspoon of cumin, so just a little sprinkle. And you don't want to put too much cumin because it's very strong. Very strong. Now because this is so sort of dry, you can put the flour right into it. So you want to add 2 tablespoons. Just mix that in. This will act as the thickener for the picadillo. I'm going to add about 3 tablespoons of water. And you want it to be kind of thick. You don't want it to be watery because it's going to be the filling inside the potatoes. So all that mixed in, but you don't want it to be too dry either. And there we have our filling. Okay, now while our picadillo is cooling, we're going to boil our potatoes. So we're going to take 5 large potatoes, and this is an interesting trick that I learned from watching videos. You're going to cut the potato in quarters like that. And then you're going to wrap each quarter in plastic wrap. So then afterwards, you just peel the skin off, and it saves a whole lot of time peeling the potato. Huh. So here I have a pot of water with some salt boiling for the potatoes. And the potatoes are going to take about probably 10-15 minutes, maybe less, since the quarters aren't going to be whole potatoes. And you're just going to boil them until they're soft. So here I have the potato wrapped in saran wrap, and you're just going to put it in the water. Put them in the water. In boiling water. It doesn't have to be a violent boil, but it has to be boiling. Or it's not going to cook. And you want to make sure they're all covered in the water. So just push them down a little bit. Yep, just like that. Now while that's stewing, I'm going to put my oil on to heat, because cast iron takes forever, and you want to use a deep pan. You don't want to use a frying pan because it's going to splash all over the place. You want about an inch layer or so of oil, because your goal is not to deep fry these, you just want to fry them.
Also, I would like to add that with cast iron skillets, when you reach your right temperature,
Which is 375 degrees.
just make sure to monitor the temperature, because it will still keep on rising.
Okay, now we are going to see this reaction. To the Picadillo.
Smells pretty good.
Tell us how it tastes. Mm.
That's pretty good.
Thumbs up. There you have it, folks.
Oop. Too bad Meg and Shadow aren't here to try it out. They're really good.
Yep, there's your lady catcher, Meg. Okay, so now what we're going to do with the potato is unwrap the saran wrap.
And just to be warned, the potatoes are hot. So exercise with caution.
Right, because the skin comes right off. I'm right-handed, so just, oh, there we go.
Yep.
Perfecto. Okay, you can turn it off now. Help me peel. Okay, for the potato mix, we are going to use 3/4 cup of milk, 3 tablespoons of butter, 1 egg, and 3 cups of all-purpose flour. And we're just going to mix it up like mashed potatoes, but it should be more thicker.
Okay.
And once everything's in, you're just going to mash it all together. You can use a potato masher, or you can use a fork, whatever you're comfortable with.
Or your fist.
Yeah. And they should be nice and fluffy and sort of dry. And this doesn't have the flour in it yet. Okay, you can stop. This is what it looks like before you start adding the flour. See, it's kind of soft and it's not really like a dough yet. So you want to start adding the flour a little bit at a time, because it always depends on the humidity in the room and outside, and you might need more or less flour. It just depends. So, and you want to be careful not to get it everywhere, so you want to be slow at first. Okay, now we have all our ingredients together. We have the potato mix, we have a picadillo, eggs and flour to dredge the balls in to form a coat. Our oil is also heated up to 375, so we are ready to go. The first thing you're going to do is take like about a handful and make a ball like this. Then you're just going to make like a well in it, and you don't want to go all the way down because you're gonna take your picadillo and stuff it in there like that, and then you're going to close it up around the mixture and close it up just like that. Then you're going to dredge it in flour like this. See, the flour is going to make it not stick. And you make a better ball out of it. Dredge it in your egg mixture. Why is this fork in there? Minus the fork. Then you dredge it in the flour for a second coating. Okay.
Good.
Okay, now we're gonna make the balls. I found that I like to start with flour on my hand, but a lot of the videos they started with the bare hands, so maybe my mix is a little bit more wet than it should be, but that's fixable by adding more flour to the mixture. I just don't want it to be too dry. So you're gonna take some potato, make a well in it, and just put about 1 to 2 tablespoons of mixture inside. Like that. Then you're just gonna close it up. Just like that. Close the ball around the mixture. Like that. Then just take some flour, cover one side and cover the other. You want to use a bigger bowl than I'm using, and just form your bowl with it like that. Or if you like a big mess, you could use a small bowl on there. And I like it with just the one coating. I don't feel like you need the egg. So there's the bowl. Okay, so now you want to take your bowl and in your hot oil, you just put it in just like that. 375 degree oil for about 2 minutes on each side. And even though they don't feel solid, they're pretty together. Like, they're soft, but they stay together.
Okay.
And your oil temperature is going to drop, but you don't need to change it or anything. Actually, you also want to use less oil than that because that's too much. Now let's see its reaction to the Papas de Rellenos.
Hot, but woo. Mm.
I know we can understand caveman talk.
Woo.
He gives it a thumbs up.
Mm-hmm.
And here we have the finished product. We have our picadillo, cucumber salad, and we're having it with our Rellenos de Papa. So thank you for joining us, and I hope you've learned a lot. I hope we've helped, and please don't forget to subscribe, like, and share.